right, so we have taken a lot of time to look at texts that help us answer the question, should we be spending valuable resources on exploring outer space? So what we're going to do today is we're going to take our evidence charts and we are going to start organizing for an essay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. For our warm-up, I just want to take the time, based on the evidence you've gathered, which claim are you going to choose? Yes, we should be going to outer space, or no, we should not. Okay? So we're only going to look at the evidence for the claim that you guys chose. So I am going to model with a totally different essay topic than you guys because I don't want to steal any of your thinking. So I researched, does social media cause eating disorders? And I found more evidence for yes than no. So that's the claim I'm going to take some time to look at. Social media causes eating disorders, okay? So I'm just going to read some text out loud to you, some evidence that I found. Okay, so the first one says the finding of the study revealed that even 30 minutes on the social media app can make women fixate negatively on their weight and appearance. The second one says in 2014, a research team, blah, blah, blah. It says the findings revealed that the subjects who spent the most time engaged with social media each day had 2.2 times the risk of developing eating disorders. Additionally, those who most frequently checked their social media feeds weekly carried 2.6 times the risk. The third one, a 2011 study said the more time these young women spent on Facebook, the more likely they were to struggle with bulimia, anorexia, physical dissatisfaction, negative physical self-image, blah, blah, blah. The next one says, France's Minister of Social Affairs and Health said exposing young women to normative and unrealistic images of bodies leads to a sense of self-deprecation and poor self-esteem that can impact health-related behavior. Next one said this year, an analysis of 50 so-called Fitspiration websites revealed messaging that was indistinguishable at times from pro-anorexia websites, okay? Twitter users, for instance, can come together through monthly challenges that set limits on calorie intake and give workouts to follow. The next one says hospitalizations for eating disorders have increased. And then it gives a 24% increase in a 10-year period. In a cross-sectional survey, participants self-reported the frequency of reading fashion magazines and attitudes and behaviors. After controlling for weight status, school level, and racial groups, those who frequently read fashion magazines were twice as likely to have dieted and 3 times as likely to have initiated an exercise program to lose weight. One 2017 study found that a whopping 49% of people who followed health food accounts on Instagram have orthorexia. By contrast, less than 1% of the general population has the condition. And then the last one, extreme fitness sells. It's exciting. It used to be that running a marathon was hardcore. Now that's not enough. You have to do a multi-day ultra marathon. Okay, so I've looked through this evidence and I'm going to try to make groups of similar evidence. So the first thing that I noticed is that some of them talked about how social media can make people just focus on their appearance more than than not being on social media. So the one about the fashion magazines really got to me because that shows that it's been around longer than even social media. So I'm going to highlight this yellow. And then I'm going to look for others that are also about how social media can make people just focus on their weight. Where is it? There's one that talks about how even 30 minutes, the top one, even 30 minutes can make women fixate negatively on their weight and appearance. And then the one about the Minister of France, right? He says, or she, I don't know, that exposing young people to normative and unrealistic images of bodies leads to a sense of self-depreciation and poor self-esteem. So below this, I'm going to be like, yellow evidence. What do they have in common? They all show that being on social media can cause people to focus on their appearance and weight, okay? Okay, so another thing I noticed that was those things about like fitspiration and how they are hard to distinguish. So for one, this extreme fitness cells one, I'm gonna highlight this in light blue. Because that shows that people are following these accounts and they're going from like they're starting to just not do reasonable things. This one literally talks about fitspiration. I don't know if that's exactly the same, but blue evidence, whatever, is indistinguishable from pro-anorexia sites. And then this one is similar to like this fit challenges thing that kind of shows that people are taking it too far. So blue evidence, what do they have in common? That social media's focus on fitspiration can blur the line between healthy and unhealthy. And then I noticed that I had several that were literally just, there is a correlation. For example, there's one that says their findings revealed that the subjects who spent the most time engaged with social media had 2.2 times the risk. Like that is literally just, you are more likely to have it if you're on social media. The one that talked about the 2017 study said that, I mean, that is a huge difference, right? Like 49% versus 1%. And then this one is interesting, and it would take a little bit of explanation, I think, because hospitalizations for eating disorders have increased over the last 10 years, and that coincides with social media increase. So you would have to explain that well, but I think that that could still go to prove our point. So the pink evidence, I think that what they have in common is social media has a direct correlation to higher risk of eating disorders. Okay, so organizing is hard, but what I just did was I found the evidence that goes together, and I've basically written my topic sentences now. So each of these is going to turn into a paragraph. My yellow paragraph is going to start by saying being on social media can cause people to focus on their appearance and weight. And then I'm going to put all of my yellow evidence in there, and I'm going to explain it. Same thing with blue and same thing with pink. So I want you guys today to look through the evidence for the claim that you have decided to follow, organize it, and come up with your topic sentences. If you're having trouble picking good evidence, like I didn't use all of my evidence, right? I left a couple of out. I guess I left one out. Things that have statistics are great. Things that are very specific that you can generalize, that's great. All right, good luck. Have a wonderful rest of your day.